Hello, Facebook land. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm gonna get us connected into our parties right now. This is day 3 in a row that I have been live. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. I definitely love sharing all of this information with you guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so I'm gonna get us shared into our parties and we're gonna get started. So we're gonna go over Stoneware today. This is gonna be my first Stoneware live video that I can think of. I love our Stoneware and I'm super excited to talk about it because I feel like there are some kind of basics that most people don't really know about it. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. When you tune in, let me know you're here, say hi. And you guys go ahead and share my videos when you come on too. Like the video, that'll help your friends get connected with it as well. She has a very cute shirt on. Sorry, I'm looking out my window, getting distracted. Okay, Jocelyn, getting connected with you right now. So I also figured out yesterday that, hi Amanda, happy Thursday. I figured out yesterday also that it wasn't my wireless that was being a pain in the butt. Facebook was just having like some major glitches with just Facebook. So I was kind of happy that it wasn't my internet because otherwise I was going to be kind of upset. So I'm going to flip you guys around and I'm going to show you a couple of items to get started with, okay? So, we're talking Stoneware today. All of these items, whether they're glazed on the outside like these guys or not, these are all considered Stoneware and they're all Pampered Chef items. This is one of our silicone lids I'm going to show you guys. And here's another piece. Here's my dirty one that we're going to clean. Look at how greasy that is, but it was so delicious. I cooked some shredded chicken with buffalo sauce on it in the oven and it was so good. This one you guys can see doesn't have any glaze on it at all. It is just the Stoneware. So a couple of awesome items on Stoneware, or not items, but a couple of awesome facts, I guess, about Stoneware. Pampered Chef is very well known for its Stoneware. I know some people kind of like to compare it to cast iron, but it's not really like cast iron at the same time. It is made of clay and all of the pieces are made in the US, which is super awesome. Again, some pieces are going to have the glaze on them, like these items right here. This cranberry color is the older style of Stoneware. These are no longer manufactured anymore in this color. The same products are again, but it's in a different color. They're now going to be in this beautiful gray glaze. And you'll see the pizza stone here is in the white glaze, okay? These items are also available without the glaze on them as well, but the glaze is just really, really pretty. So, back to some information on Stoneware. One of the nice things about Stoneware is that it pulls the moisture away from your food as you are cooking with it, okay? So like if you're doing cookies or bacon, any type of baked product like a bread or flaky product, you're gonna get a really beautiful crust on it because again, the Stoneware is pulling away the moisture from it. Stones are, and this is regardless if it has glaze on it or not, they are oven safe, both convection and conventional oven safe, and they are also microwave safe, which is cool as well. Your stones can also go in the freezer. Just be careful not to put frozen food on your room temperature stone and then in the oven. Stoneware, one of the bad things about it, I guess, if it happens, is it can crack or break due to thermal shock. Obviously, if it's dropped, it can also break as well. Thermal shock is going to happen if you place, let's say, a frozen chicken breast in the middle of your stone and then you pop it in the oven and cook it. Because stoneware retains heat so well, all of the heat is going to go right to where your food item is on it, and the difference in the temperature could cause it to break or crack. Once that happens, you definitely don't want to use your stone anymore because you know, bacteria and stuff like that can get into those cracks. That's why some people will kind of say it's like cast iron, because there are, you know, it's kind of, and you can't really tell, but it is kind of like a porous material. And again, that's the reasoning for it pulling the moisture away from your food. So you guys have probably been able to tell the different levels of seasoning that I have on my stoneware. This round pizza stone here is definitely our most used piece of stoneware, as you can see. And this thing is not even quite a year old yet, but it has some really nice seasoning starting to build up. We roast a lot of veggies on here. Obviously we'll do pizzas, you know, homemade pizzas on here. The crust crisps up really nicely. And then our rectangular items here, this is the small rectangular baker, and this one's the regular one, which is the large. There's also a medium size. This baby has been used many times as well, but you can't really tell. There's no seasoning on it. I do a lot of bread in here, okay? So your breads, I mean, it doesn't really stick at all, so you're not gonna get a lot of seasoning that builds up on that. And then this is the large one as well. I do a lot of casseroles or hot dishes in here as well. You can see the seasoning building up around the edges. So this stone I have probably owned for 5 or 6 years, and you can see it is not even as close to being seasoned as my pizza stone, which I've had for not quite a year. So you can tell the difference. Now I'm going to show you guys this awesome, before I start cleaning, I'm going to show you this awesome rectangular stretch fit lid. These come in both rectangular and round. Rectangular ones you can buy all individually, and the round ones you have to purchase as a set. Our round lids are fantastic. They'll fit a majority of your bowls, whether they are Pampered Chef or not. And they are all meant to be perfect size to fit with our glass mixing bowl set. So you'll see there's little tabs on the side here. You can just grab your tabs and fit and pull it around your stone. It is silicone, and there's a piece of dog hair on mine, but it is silicone, so sometimes, especially with the glaze, you gotta pull it up and loosen it from the other side because it'll stick further down. You just wanna make sure it fits right around your lid, or right around the tabs on the side, and you're set. Now again, this can go right in the fridge, so if you do a casserole or something in here, or if you bake bars or whatever, you can put the lid on it and pop it right in the fridge. And then there is a little tab, make sure you guys can see me again since I don't have my assistant. There is a little pull tab here, which is gonna be a little vent. So you'll be able to let steam escape or whatever the case is with that. You guys can see that. Really easy to clean again, pops right on and off, saves you money from, you know, buying saran wrap and stuff like that all the time too. And these rectangular ones fit really nicely on like the aluminum baking dishes that you can buy that are disposable that you might want to use for like camping. So here's my dirty stone again, okay? Before I start cleaning, I also want to share with you guys another important item on taking care of your stone that a lot of people maybe are not familiar with. So when you are using your stone, you do not need to preheat it, which is great. If you are brand new to stoneware and you have your first piece at home, you probably want to cook something that is a little bit fattier or greasier on it the first couple of times, just to help your stone start seasoning itself. Now, there's no other seasoning that you need to do to it. Each time you use it, it will season itself. But again, a higher a higher fat food is going to help get that process started. So maybe you want to do like, store-bought biscuits or cinnamon rolls or bacon or something like that, which of course is all delicious. You can also lightly brush it with cooking oil if you would like, if you're doing something that's not higher fat, but do not spray like, Pam or any other aerosol spray cans on it, because it can cause a sticky residue that you will not be able to get off, okay? I am going to prop our little holder around, and we're going to do some cleaning on this. If you guys have any other questions on stoneware, I think I covered most of the basics. If I didn't share, they do not need to be preheated at all. You don't want to preheat them because, again, it won't have anything on it. You want to make sure it is two-thirds covered with food and evenly distributed with food when you are cooking on it, okay? So I'm going to prop you guys up and I'm going to put you in my sink, which I'm kind of afraid for because I've never showed my sink. Oh, I'll show this to you guys too while I'm at it because I forgot. So here's an image I have. You've maybe seen it in a party if you've been in a party with me before, but it just shows you the variation on where your seasoning could be at compared to how old your stone is. So this one here clearly is brand new. This one with the cookies is 3 years old. This one is 6 years old. And this one here, which you almost can't even tell apart from the back of the oven, is 15 plus years old, okay? So the darker the color on your stone, the better. Okay, so let's prop you guys back down again. And actually, you're up. There we go. So there's my sink and there's my hand trying to get my holder down. Look at how nicely that works. So we have these pan scrapers, which I have multiple of them. You guys can see I always keep them in my little holder in my sink. If you order any piece of stoneware from Pampered Chef, you will get a pan scraper with it. You can also order these individually. You can get a set of 3 of them. They're super cheap and they're really amazing. They're like a hard plastic, so they clean your stoneware perfectly. I also use mine in all of my other stainless steel pans. I use it in my cast iron. I know people even use them to like help lay wallpaper and stuff like that as well. So super nifty little gadget to have. So the first thing you're gonna want to do with your dirty stoneware, which you guys can see I have not touched this at all since it came out of the oven, you're gonna want to rinse it with really hot water. Now you guys might have to bear with me here, the noise from the water running, but you're gonna want to let your water run a little bit so that it heats up really nice. And you guys should be able to see the grease just start coming off. Now again, I had buffalo sauce and chicken on here and some onions. So you can see it got pretty dark on the edges and it's pretty greasy, but we're gonna try to take care of that the best that we can. So now that we got a good rinse on it, you guys can rinse it as much as you feel like you need to. I'm also gonna get some paper towels and just put those off to the side so that is, I'll use it to dry a little bit, and then I want some fresh paper towels to clean. So now all I'm doing is sprinkling salt on here, okay? Just regular old Morton table salt. And you want it to be relatively dry when you put the salt on because you don't want all of it to dissolve. Grab some fresh paper towels. So all I'm gonna do is just get my pan scraper again, and we're just gonna scrub. If you guys do have our dual-sided cleaning brush or any other soft bristle brush, these work really well too. They're also nice just, to kind of get around the corners and the nooks and the crannies in there too. So, might do a little bit more water. You guys can kind of decide. Obviously, if you get too much water, you can add more salt to it. And look at that, the pan scraper helps it come right off. So awesome. I should point out there are rounded corners on the pan scraper and there are more square corners as well. Sorry guys, that's probably like nails on a chalkboard. I try like smear the salt across it the best that I can, just so there is some textured, you know, something that's pulling off the items on my stone. Give it another rinse. And you can, you know, rub your hand on it too, whatever you need to do. Even if you want to use a cloth on it, you can, but I do not recommend using like a dishcloth or anything that you have used in soapy water. This is something else similar to cast iron cleaning, I guess. It will, you know, it could absorb some of the soap if you use soap on here, so just make sure that you are using a really clean dishcloth, okay? I'm just gonna go around with my brush because there is a little crevice on the side here in the corners. And I'm just gonna clean my corners really nice, and I'm probably gonna be done with this. So you guys can see all the black that was like burnt on the edges and stuck on just came off really nicely. And look at that. It'll be, you know, up to you guys on feel. I can still feel like a little bit of grease on here, but it's not too bad. I'm going to rinse it again with hot water really nicely. And then I do recommend, and the Use and Care also recommends drying it right away too. I always like to use clean paper towels. You can use, you know, like a white dish rag if you would like as well. But sometimes if there's a little bit of a grease feeling left on there, you know, I don't like to get that on my dish towels, so I just use paper towels. So look at that. I mean, it looks like it's pretty much brand new, right? This one's smaller, and so we don't really use this one as much either, just because we eat a lot and we like to cook, you know, enough so that we have leftovers for the next day. But this one is really nice for just reheating, you know, leftovers like I did today. These are really nice for reheating pizza also, because then it doesn't get soggy like it can in the microwave. So look at that, our stone is all clean and ready to be put back. Again, hey Sheila, how's it going? Do make sure that you dry it completely before you put it away and store it again. Just because I'm kind of anal, I'll leave mine out on the counter for a couple more minutes if I don't think it dried all the way. But yeah, that's it. That's your basics on stoneware and your cleaning. If you guys have questions at all, like always, look at my horns there. Post them in the comments and I'll get back to you guys. Other than that, that's all I got. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you all love your stoneware and you're gonna put it to use soon.